The following program comes to you in color.
Time once again for the mellow sounds of Runway DFW After Dark. Live and in color, as Dick Tufeld pointed out, from here at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in North Texas in the U.S. of A. It is a Thursday night, March 13th, 2025, and I welcome you to our live broadcast. We should be here till for about 3 hours, I would say. Here to see an assortment of planes, both commercial passenger and commercial cargo. So chill out with us here at Runway DFW. Well, I greet you. I think everything's all set tonight. There you see the British Airways A380 Speedbird. It's only going to be here for another couple of weeks. Well, not this plane, but the British Airways is only going to serve DFW Airport for the next couple of weeks with that aircraft, the A380, because the A380 is going on a hiatus starting at the end of the month, and British Airways is suspending its service to DFW. So this plane will be going out, it's scheduled to go out at about 7:30, which is right now, or a couple minutes beforehand. So it may run a few minutes late, but we'll get to see this one lift off into the skies tonight, with everything else being equal. We're here at our usual plane spotting spot at DFW Founders Plaza, which is provided by the airport free of charge. There's parking here. There's lots of people just kind of hanging out to watch the planes on this really beautiful evening. It is 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the south at 6. And as you can see there, we've got a Queen of the Skies, UPS, hanging out over there. And if we point camera 2 over here, I don't know if we can get both of them in the same shot. There they are. There are 2 MD-11 tri-jets in the house, so we would hope that those both would go out as well for our broadcast this evening. Pittsburgh Don, one of our moderators and channel members, says hello and welcome. Hello to you, Don. Thanks for being here. Woot Doctor says, how will BA replace their DFW service? Well, at least for the summer months, American Airlines was initially supposed to add a 5th daily flight between here and London Heathrow. I don't know. Then I saw something after that said American was not going to add an extra flight, so I'm not sure. But American will have at least 4 daily flights between here and London. So there will be service, but there'll be a bunch fewer seats because British Airways, its One World partner, is not going to be flying that route during the summer months. So I suspect that fares will go up. That's what I suspect. Jennifer Rutherford is in Ireland. She flew on that plane a few days ago. Good evening from Ireland, Walt. Super chilly here. Not so much here, Jennifer. Not so much here. Thank you for the super chat. And I hope you are enjoying your Irish vacation. What a month to be in Ireland. It's going to be St. Paddy's Day in just a couple of days, right? It's the 13th, so yeah. Let's check out a plane, shall we? I don't have my flight radar punched in yet, so all I can tell you is this is an American Eagle Embraer 175 coming in from somewhere. I'll get to that in a minute. We're in South Flow tonight. The winds are gentle, but tomorrow is going to be a different story. There are warnings for high winds tomorrow here in North Texas. Jennifer Rutherford says, R.I.P. my liver this weekend. Oh, don't do that. Tech Spec channel member says, chair backs and seat trays in upright and locked position. Captain Walt is bringing us the friendly skies. Rachel Dallyhug, channel member, says, good evening, friends. Living Water Fellowship of Denver greets us with a good evening. Wood Doctor also is British Airways withdrawing completely? I don't think so. They have, British Airways is having problems with a lot of its fleet as far as the jet engines go. So they have a lot of maintenance they have to do. And I guess they had to make some decisions, and one of their decisions is that, well, on our One World partner, we can still sell tickets to DFW and back, so we will withdraw from that route. Now, I think it's just for the summer months, but I haven't heard anything definitive about when or if they're coming back for the fall, so I don't know. The lights have just come on here at Founders Plaza. Renette Adele, channel member, says, San Francisco getting a second A380 at the end of March. Did San Francisco steal the DFW A380? Well, it's just a matter of load balancing, I guess. Jennifer, if you're still listening, maybe you can tell us how full your flight on the A380 was going to London last week. I mean, if it was running empty, then that might be a reason why they've decided to cut back. See United Flight 1396 right there. It's an Airbus A320 off to the aforementioned San Francisco. And our first 20th century plane of the evening. 1998. Our singers need a little bit more volume there. 1998. It's a little better. Tom Gander with a hello to me and everyone in the chat. Glad to be on the same time zone for a change, watching from the Market Center District, although I'm about to go out and get something to eat. Yeah, Tom is here for the, as I recall, the Verticon convention, which focuses on helicopters. And I read today, I think Airbus sold made a bunch of sales of a new helicopter that they have. I believe Airbus has a facility, a helicopter manufacturing or assembly facility here somewhere in the North Texas area. This plane running just about 10 minutes late, well, not even 10 minutes late, headed off to the city adjacent to the bay. There's Anthony Guinan with a hello from South Carolina, and Bill Caldum, one of our long-term members, Veronica Peters, saying hello. And Kevin checking in with a good evening. Rohit Parkal says hello from India. I believe he's in India back there now. And Steve Lundaby says good evening. Hello, Steve. Let's see if we can follow this one in. It's a Volaris coming in from a Mexican destination. Volaris flight 1802 from Guadalajara, an Airbus A320. And here once again is the United A320, probably a little older. Well, I think the Volaris flight or the Volaris aircraft is newer than this one. Well, we have a lunar eclipse to talk about tonight, which can be observed, from what I understand, from pretty much all of North America. However, I don't know whether we'll be able to see it from here. We have our skies, which are pretty much, well, the clouds have eclipsed our view of the eclipse tonight, at least so far. My initial thought was, since the totality wasn't going to happen until very early Friday morning, that we might be able to watch the beginning of the eclipse from here at Founders Plaza. Then I could pack up and go home, set up there at Runway DFW Ranch, and maybe we could peek in on the eclipse from there. Not looking like that's going to be an option tonight. And there's Josh reminding me about the eclipse. Thank you, Josh. Josh Aldrich, channel member and moderator. Jeff Griffin wishes us good. Best wishes for a great show. Jeff, channel member. Mike Reef says hello, hello. Smoke and Slice Barbecue, our newest moderator, saying hello to all with some reminders for you. Bill Caldham says, been watching Walt since he first started streaming. Always like After Dark streams the most. Thank you, Bill, in Arkansas. Brandon Rabbit says, good evening. Don says, didn't know about the eclipse. Yeah, if you, I don't have the exact, well, the times, of course, depend on where you are in the nation. Here, I think it's going to be at its maximum around 1:30 a.m. or something like that on Friday morning, early Friday morning. So, but if you have clear skies in your neck of the woods, might be worth checking out. Here comes a CRJ American Eagle aircraft from Killeen here in Texas. And is that a flying Roo I see there? I do believe that's a flying Roo. A Qantas aircraft which is parked right now. It may be, let's see, can we get any closer than that? That looks to be on the move. I don't see it on the radar, but I think it's headed over to the terminal for its next acquisition of passengers on its way back to Australia. Hey, here's Chip with a $10 super chat. Good evening, Walt. I'll be up on the DFW Metroplex for meetings on the 27th and 28th, so if you're streaming on the evenings of Wednesday the 26th or Thursday the 27th, I'll stop by to say hello. Thank you, Chip. And I'll try to make it a point to be here one of those nights. I'm usually here on Wednesday or on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how things are going. So it'd be great to see you again. Oh, and the Wood Doctor is correcting me. That is not the, see, I'm looking at my little screen again here. That is the one of the Turkish Streamliners that comes here. Sometimes we get 2 a day. I'm not sure which days those are, but we do get at least daily flights of the Turkish Streamliner. So I apologize for misidentification. Looking at that little screen at my disposal, the tail can be mistaken for the Flying Roo. So sorry to make such a big to-do about the Flying Roo. Jane's correcting me too. Kevin, all right, okay, I get it. Michael Morse with a question: does anyone know how Walt powers the equipment? Well, that's a good question, because we do not have any. There's no outlets here. So let me see if I can illuminate you as to that using our secondary camera here. Hold on. So we're looking down at our broadcasting table here. Here's one of our batteries. Just a big hunk of battery there. And that one powers our hotspot that connects us to the internet. Over here is another one of the same batteries, which is powering up our computer, which I monitor the stream and look at your messages. Behind it is a smaller battery, and that one is powering our iPad over here, which is where we play back our music and our announcements and things like that. Then over here is our primary camera, and it also has one of those big batteries, and there's also 2 smaller batteries, one powering this device, which actually switches all our images and sends them out to the interwebs. And then there's another one of these big batteries powering the camera you're looking at. So yeah, we just have a whole bunch of batteries. So they all have to be recharged after every broadcast, but it's gotten to a point now where we have enough batteries and enough reserve. We were able to do earlier, was it earlier this year? I think it was, an 11-hour broadcast, and we didn't run out of batteries. Joey Chan is a channel member for 22 months now. Good evening, says Joey. Good evening, mods. Good evening, everyone. And Joey, I thank you for being a channel member for almost 2 years. Much appreciation. Tech spec. Well, I won't even read that. That's too self-serving, but thank you for that kind comment. Gringo in Argentina. Hola. To Walt, the mods, and everyone else who knows where to watch Elite Plane Spotting. Yeah, let me know where you can watch Elite Plane Spotting. Until then, we'll do the best we can. Let's see, is the big A380 on the move yet? And the answer to that question is yay. There it is. The British Airways A380. The Super Speedbird. Going to be making its way to London. like to thank our Canadian friend Tyler Forrester, channel member, with a $7 Canadian super chat. Hey Walt, two WestJet staff here. Thanks for keeping us entertained on our day off in the Great White North. Well, we did, I don't know if you saw our show on Tuesday. We did have, it was kind of Canadian Appreciation Night because, well, politically the relations between our two great nations have kind of soured a bit, and I just want to make sure that all of our Canadian friends know that we are pro-Canada here at Runway DFW, and I think most of our viewers would go along with that, whatever your political leanings might be. And we don't do politics here on Runway DFW, but I just want to make sure that we maintain good relations with our Canadian viewers. That was American 1992 coming in from Seattle, Washington, Airbus A321. And did I go by it? There it is. Get a little closer on that. Adam Drawbaugh says, Walt, how can your devices stay charged? well, we do discharge them during the broadcast, but even on our longest broadcasts, I don't think we get below 20% on any of our batteries. So the key is to have enough batteries so that you don't have to deplete all of your devices using one. When we started, I was running the broadcast off of a Windows computer, an older Windows computer, and it just it sucked down the battery juice really quickly. Now, eventually, I had an old marine battery in the garage, so I put that to use. That thing weighed 50 pounds, but I used that to power all our equipment. Got a little difficult to lug around, so we finally got some more modern batteries which can charge up faster, and we've got to the point now where we can even go on trips across the country and even around the world with battery power we can fit into our backpack. American Eagle 9867 arriving from Bismarck. And that's a very high, flight number, 9867. I'm wondering if this is headed to the hangar here. Makes a left turn. My analysis is incorrect. So making a left turn, it's going over to so it could be just a regular flight. Bismarck, North Dakota. Next arrival is American Eagle 3823 with a lower flight number. Coming in from Laredo, Texas. This will be an Embraer 175. I saw that our pal Kevin from Airline Videos Live finished up 3 days of broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona today. So we wish Kevin a safe trip back to home base at LAX. Hans Olaf Mork. I always get that wrong. Hans Olaf Mork, who's been a channel member for 17 months with a thumbs up for Frontier. He's a fan of Frontier. So we'll try to sneak a Frontier or two here on the broadcast as we watch the Super A380 now moving out. It will come towards us. It's going to make a right-hand turn eventually. Right-hand turn from the pilot's perspective. It'll come towards us. Sometimes it comes all the way up here to the top of runway 18 left. Sometimes it just stops kind of halfway and turns and heads out. This is a long runway here, so it's what, a 10,000 foot runway, I believe, something like that. Anthony Guinan, channel member, has some breaking news. An American Airlines plane caught fire at DIA. I had not heard that. I didn't even knew American flew to Doha, if that's what you were, if that's the airport reference. Well, our wishes are that nobody has been injured in that. Well, if it's got 4 engines, we like to maintain lingering looks at the aircraft when we can. Let's see what our source says about what we've got in store tonight here. Check in with Jet Tip. So this aircraft running about 30 minutes late. Is supposed to depart at 7:30. It's now 7:58 here in the central zone. We have the Yam Dreaming livery of Qantas, and I'll try to... that one's pretty distinct. I think I can tell that one apart from Turkish. That's going out just before the... well, it should be right about now, actually, so maybe we'll see it soon. That's headed to Melbourne. That'll be a Dreamliner -9. Just after the top of the hour, we should be seeing a UPS 767 coming in from Houston Intercontinental George Bush Worldwide Airport. And not sure if that's going to be on the east side or the west side. We've got an American Airlines Dreamliner going to Roma just after the top of the hour. Also another one to Rio de Janeiro. And around 9 o'clock, we're expecting to see a 777 Kalitta Air freighter arriving from Anchorage. And the UPS 747, which is parked in front of us here, is scheduled to go out to Louisville at about 9:20 p.m. I'm looking to see where those 3-holers are. An MD-11 going out at 10:21. So I only see one on the destination list, but that could change. about a Sun Country 737-800? This is going to be arriving from Minneapolis, St. Paul. So let us shift our focus to the northern skies. And we'll check into that in a moment. Let's say thank you to Matthew Allen, who's been a member of the channel, Twin Jet member for 18 months. Hi everyone, as always, wonderful job. Thank you, Matthew. So here comes the Sun Country. Left the Twin Cities 2 hours and 4 minutes ago. And that is a 23-year-old aeroplane. Well, we've got a wide body coming in. It'll be the next arrival from Houston Intercontinental. UPS flight 773. So stand by for that. J-Ro Rueda says hello. We say hello back. There's Texas Girl with a good evening to everyone. Hello, Texas Girl. Are you, I think, you're in Indianapolis or somewhere between here and Indianapolis, I would say. She was, Texas Girl is a coach driver, and she was taking students competing in a band competition, I think she said, to an event in Indianapolis. Yeah, what are we waiting for? Oh, we're waiting for the... Yeah, we're still about 30 seconds away from the UPS plane coming from Houston. Once again, quite a pleasant evening out here, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, with a gentle breeze from the south. Wish you could be here. Texas Girl still in the Circular City, as we used to call it when I was there, when I lived there. From news report, jet engine caught fire from the American Airlines in Denver, and it was parked at the gate and people were standing on the wing. Whoa. Yikes. Well, now I deal in news. I run a TV news website, and that bit of information had not crossed the wires as of when I signed out about 6:20 this evening. So again, I hope everybody is A-OK. A-Train Games saying hello from far north Dallas. All right, here comes the UPS 767. He said, oh no, we missed it. It was flying lower than our trajectory. There you go, 20th century plane for you. Now let's catch up with the King. El Rey del Cielo. Again, if you're just joining us, this is British Airways Flight 192 going to London Heathrow. And as we mentioned earlier, it'll be here for only another couple of weeks, the A380 flights. British Airways suspending that service at the end of this month. Don't know when they'll be back. So we are savoring each time we see it. We will get to see, starting in August, Qantas flying between here and Sydney with their A380. So that will be very nice.
Hey, we just hit our big takeoff field, so is it alright? We just head to the facility with you with your numbers. Yeah, no worries.
Ambulance there in the foreground. What you're hearing there is a United, a UPS plane, the 767, which came in a few minutes ago. It's now settling into its parking space. planes on the move here. We've got this one, what you're looking at. I believe this is the one that came in. Yeah, that's the one that came in from Houston. So it's now parking. And then we've got another one. Well, we've got a 757, which is preparing to pull out. And that is going to Louisville, the UPS Worldport. So one of my favorite planes, the 757, is getting ready to take off now. There you see it on the right side of your screen. Texas Girl has done it again. She's gifted 10 Runway DFW memberships. My thanks to friend of the channel, Texas Girl. Thank you so much for that. And we welcome Sal Squatch, V.A. Hellenius, Rod Guild, Telly Z, Teddy, Stephen C.M., Alan Prunier, Colin Buckley, Matthew Barker, Gaming Wolf Fox, our newest members of the channel, courtesy of Texas Girl, who's not in Texas. Moderator Kai is with us tonight. Thank you, Kai, for doing us that service. So this plane going to Louisville, not that one, this one, but because of its trajectory, it is most likely to be vectoring to an east side departure. Texas Girl headed back Sunday night, so a long week out of state for Texas Girl. I used to make the drive between, I lived and worked in Indianapolis. Well, I went to school in Indianapolis, then I worked there for 5 years after that, so I was familiar with the drive between Indianapolis and New Jersey, where my parents lived at the time. Greg Miller, 757, the Pencil Rocket. James Staunton says, good evening. Hello to you. Kevin Reed, channel member from West Texas. And Tim Heasley with another word about the American Airlines plane on fire in Denver. Let me see if I can call up any information about that real quick from our news sources. seeing anything on CNN. One report of dozens of panicked passengers fleeing an American Airlines plane at Denver International Airport after it erupted into flames on Friday. Local news outlets reported, this is from a UPI dispatch. Passengers were evacuated, the slides were deployed, the airport said. And of course people took videos. They stood on the wing of Flight 4012 amid the smoke as emergency crews worked to extinguish the flames, where the aircraft was parked at Terminal C, Gate 38. The plane had just come in from Colorado Springs. I don't see an indication of what kind of aircraft it was. But we can find that out, can't we? One more little check here. Well, according to flight radar, Flight 4012 goes between Denver and Phoenix. So I don't know, maybe Colorado Springs is not the right destination, or maybe the flight number is incorrect. You just never know. We might have to wait for further information. Meanwhile, we present the Flying Roo. Yes, this is the Flying Roo. This is not Turkish. This is Qantas. Flight 22 going to Melbourne. And this is the Yam Dreaming livery. Now, the lighting is such that we're not going to get a very good look at the intricate paint job on this plane, but you might get a kind of a glimpse of it. Raptor 2 with some very kind words about the channel. Thank you, Raptor 2. And Rachel says this is her favorite Qantas livery, the Yam Dreaming. And yes, if it were daytime, we'd be able to give you a little better look at it, but we'll do the best we can. I had set up a microphone to give us a little better listen to the flight traffic control, and for some reason our wireless link has failed us. I found that we got better reception with the radio on top of my car, so I thought, well, we'll just set up a wireless link between here and there, and it worked to start, but I don't know, the batteries seem to have failed us. So there's the Yam Dreaming. Get a little, kind of a little look at it there. Scott Randon with a good evening. Thank you for all what you do, for all what you do in plane spotting. We love flying out of DFW. And there for Rachel is the Yam Dreaming livery, which she likes. I like it too. It's hard to describe, really. I believe it's some kind of an indigenous design to Australia. This is a Dreamliner Dash 9, about to embark on this flight to Melbourne. Almost a 9,000 mile flight, almost a 17-hour average flight time. So that's more than 2 8-hour shifts, I must point out. That's one of those flights you got to kind of settle in for. Qantas Dreamliners have very bright marker lights. So as you would expect with a plane which is fully loaded with fuel, and maybe, I'm not sure if the Dreamliner on that length of a flight is able to be, if they can accommodate a full load of passengers, or if they have to cut back a little bit in order to save some weight for such a long trip. I'm not sure. But there it goes. And now, what I'm going to do is go off mic for just a moment and see if I can power up our remote microphone here. So I'm going to go off mic, and please stand by. Okay, I think we've got our remote microphone working now. It should, well, it should be picking up our ATC, but we'll see. Doesn't seem. Well, it's kind of working. See the antenna? Oh, the antenna has fallen down. Hang on. Let me go back and look at that again.
American 1125, DFW Tower at the B Park, 918 left, crypt takeoff. B Park, 18 left, crypt takeoff, American 1125.
All right, which?
83, high speed, with Dolphin, hold short 1 left.
Well, there it is.
High speed, Dolphin, hold short of 1 left, convoy 33.
Not sounding as good as I had hoped. Well, it's acoustically, as we say in the trade, it's acoustically coupled. Our microphone is right up against the speaker of our scanner, which is on top of my car. I'll come up with a better solution to that. Meanwhile, let's check in on Frontier Flight 3223 from Minneapolis, St. Paul. Looks like an Airbus A220 Neo, or an Airbus A320 Neo. And I don't know if we could make out its tail art with Francie, the piping plover, or plover. I don't know which it is. Off into the skies there, Flight 1125 to Los Angeles, American Airlines, Airbus A3, and Airbus A321. And of course you're looking there at a UPS 747, I believe that's a 400 model. And where was that going? Probably to Louisville. I'm going to say that's going to be off to Louisville. Yes.
Runway 13 right, still. American 681, visual 1 right.
Flight 681 coming to us from Cancun is about 2 minutes away. Looking down towards Terminal D, we do see, now see, I can see that's the Turkish Airlines red tail there. How could I ever confuse that with the Flying Roo? I don't know. But that'll be going out to Istanbul a little later tonight. Channel member Leo Garcia says, good evening, Walt. And to all of us. Telly NZ, channel member, good evening. Texas Girl says the Khalida Air, I believe it's a 777, is 33 minutes away. Adam Drawball wants to know how many UPS planes do we have on hand tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 7. I can't tell I think there's just, well, I think there's just one parked behind the 747. Speaking of the 747, let's see what we can. Take a look at their cargo loading operation, shall we? It's a little light as far as other aircraft go right now. Lots of people it takes to get one of these big birds loaded up. Little tugs going back and forth with containers on them. Anna, the dispatcher says hi, everyone. Anna was headed on a road trip last I heard, so I hope everything's going well for you, Anna. There's ascending Dragon 1, the husband of Anna the dispatcher. I neglected to acknowledge James Tocchini, who has been a Twin Jet member now for 17 months. No, am I reading that? 16 months. So thank you, James, up there in Denton, Texas, for your support of the channel. Adam says, love seeing them spin the cargo bin. And I see our channel member and Quadjet channel member and moderator, O'Malley, in the chat room. Hello, O'Malley. Didn't mean to overlook you. Hello. Wood Doctor describing what's going on. Push the box back. Push the box from the trailer to the loader. Push the box from the loader to the cargo hold. Lock it down. Lock it down. Sounds like a song. Patheon says Martinair is on the way. Martinair, one of those propeller-driven planes that we love to see. It's just landed on runway 13 right, which we cannot spot from this location. We will, however, see it as it gets here, because it comes right by us. That'll be a Cessna Super 208 Super 208B Super Cargo Master. One of our mods, great channel members and friends of the channel, the Random Spotter. Hello, Luke. Pittsburgh Don says, are you okay? Well, I'm okay. Does it sound like I'm not okay? I'm okay. You may have heard me. Usually I turn my mic off when I'm getting a sip of drink, and I think I left the mic on, so it may have sounded a little weird. Sorry. John McLaughlin says, the ladies are well represented on the UPS crew. You go, girls. Tanman 3880 says, are there two levels for cargo on the 747, the lower hold and then where the passengers would be? I believe that is correct. And of course, you're looking at the lower hold there, just ahead of the right side wing. So we'll give you the wider shot there. Leo Garcia, channel member, says, wondering how it's going to be like tomorrow with the high wind forecast at DFW, where there are wind warnings that have been posted. I'm looking for my forecast here. Well, let's see, high winds. High winds ahead Friday with gusts over 50 miles an hour possible. And they're warning about extreme fire danger that goes with those kinds of conditions. I'd like to welcome our newest member to the channel, James May. Thank you, James. This is May or Moy? James Moy, I apologize. Thank you, James. Welcome. Kevin says, love watching Runway DFW in my chair. Well, that's one thing I don't get to do while I bring you this broadcast, sit in a chair. But I don't know, maybe someday technology will allow that. RC Cotton says, did I put that up? It says, hi Walt, going to be very windy tomorrow. Should make for some interesting plane watching. Well, I won't be out here tomorrow. At least I don't have any plans for it at the moment. The wind is supposed to be during the daytime hours, and I have my regular job to attend to during the daytime hours, unfortunately. We've got that Martin airplane coming in. Kind of escaping us there. Well, I was trying to reach over to my soundboard because I wanted to salute that plane. So this particular jingle does not go with this plane, but rather to the plane you just saw, the little propeller plane.
1989.
So that Martin airplane was a 36-year-old aircraft.
So what can we tell you about this plane that you're watching there? It's a 747-400.
27 years old is this one. So that's a 20th century plane as well. I think this would be a good time to salute our channel members. What about that? We'll do that. So I'm going to take out our timestamp here. I'm going to put in our crawl that thanks our channel members. So we do this every broadcast, or we try to thank our channel members. We start off, as always, with James Webb, who is the channel sponsor of Runway DFW. Thank you to Mr. Webb. I think we'll be seeing him soon. I hope, if everything works out all right. And I would like to thank personally our Runway DFW Quad Jet members. So here we go. This list was compiled at noon today. And so if you're a new member, you'll see your name on the next list. Okay, here we go. 757 Chip, Quadjet Channel member, Airplanes FRA, Alan J., Angela Smith, who was here in person just before we went on the air, Anna the Dispatcher, we've heard from her tonight, Beaker and Honeydew, Bev A., Cubs Win, Deborah Klein, James Webb, Josh Aldrich with us this evening, Kevin D., Kirby Brooks Sr., K.S. Avkeek, Lori M., Michael Flannery, Michelle R.S., Mike G., Netgear Network, Patrick Boders, Pete Nordine, Patheon, Raina Taylor, S35 Bonanza Pilot, Sarah the Real Deal, Skittles, back from Australia, Steve Lundaby, Stuart Kircher, Texas Girl, thank you again for those gifted memberships earlier in the broadcast, Texas Girl, The Grinch, TNT Oh My, and Will Hutchison. Those are our Quadjet channel members. Now, for the next few minutes, you will see the names of our Trijet and Twinjet members. And again, this list was compiled at noon today. So if you're a new member since then, watch for your name on an upcoming broadcast. And there goes the hatch. So the big Queen of the Skies gets ready to fly off to Louisville. Luke the Random Spotter says American Flight 3174, 13-year-old 737-800, is currently in a fuel-burning pattern north of Fort Worth. It left 36 minutes ago and is diverting back to DFW. Okay, so we've got a diversion coming in. Thank you for that, Luke. I'm looking for it on the radar. 3174. Hang on, let me do a little more research here. Okay, I have flight 3124 is what I've got. So it was going to McAllen in South Texas. It has been burning fuel over North Texas. So we are keeping our eye on that one. Texas Girl, wow, in addition to her very generous gift of 10 memberships, a $50 super chat from Texas Girl. Good night, Walt. It's almost 10 here. Safe travels home. Same to you, Texas Girl. Hope you have a safe trip back with your students, and not your students, but with the students you're transporting. And thank you again so very much for your great generosity on this Thursday night, and as always, and for being a friend of the channel. So, I'll tell you what this one was in a moment or two. So the plane that touched down was American Eagle 3895 from Oklahoma City, number 175. That plane taking off there, flight 1164 to Kansas City in Airbus A319, American Airlines. Let's see, Adam Drawbaugh says I was on flight 3124 2 months ago. And A-Train Games, wow, Texas Girl is the bomb diggity. Is that what the kids are saying these days? But yes, I agree. UPS Flight 755 is eclipsing the Queen of the Skies there. It's an A300, I believe, going to Chicago Rockford International Airport. And this plane will be taking off here on the west side, which is something we hope the 747 will be doing as well. Jiro Rueda says thanks for the stream tonight. Appreciate it. Gebel the Rebel says you're going to stay out there and see the blood moon. He's talking about the total solar eclipse, which is happening later tonight. And the problem is here in North Texas, our skies are pretty much fully overcast last I checked. I guess we had a pair of tiny planes there coming in from Tyler, Texas, and Wichita Falls. Supercargo Masters. And there, of course, is one of the two MD-11s. Now, I don't see any activity on that one. That may just be parked there. The other one that we have in-house has one of its cargo doors open that we can see. And here once again is the A300 going to Chicago Rockford International Airport. Did I say solar eclipse? I meant lunar eclipse. Sorry. But yes, we are shrouded in clouds here in North Texas. I see nary a star, and I don't see the moon at all. So if it does peek its way out, we will take a look at it. Now the moon is not set to be totally eclipsed in North Texas. The time may vary according to your time zone, but here it's not going to happen until the middle of the night, somewhere like 1 or 2 a.m. That's way longer than we were ever out here. So my initial thought was to pack things up here, take a look at the beginnings of the lunar eclipse, which takes a longer time than a solar eclipse. And the point of totality is also, it lasts longer. So I was thinking we could see the beginning of it here, and then pack things up, reconnect to the internet when I get home, and take a look at it from Rancho Runway DFW. But I don't know that the clouds will be favorable to us tonight. Rachel says the full blood moon lunar eclipse, hope I can see it in Milwaukee. Well, I hope you can too. We have sighted a bird on the tail of a bird. It's Frontier Flight 3212, if I read that correctly, an Airbus A321neo, arriving from Los Angeles with a Hamburg, the California Condor. Emery Urchus with a $2 super chat. What type of plane, UPS plane is that? The one that just took off was an Airbus A300 model. A 23-year-old A300. Yeah, I'm now going to try to find the plane that appeared to be in some sort of, well, was burning fuel, so it will be coming in for a landing here at some point. Once again, we're waiting to see what happens with American Flight 3124. It left DFW 48 minutes ago on its way to McAllen, Texas, and it has been flying circles north of Fort Worth to the west of here. Apparently burning off fuel. It's a 737-800. It is now, where is it? Yeah, it's almost directly to the west of us now by about, I'd say maybe 10 miles, flying towards DFW, but maybe not having completed all of its maneuvering. We've got a United Airbus A320 coming in from Denver, Colorado. Flight 1565, which will be next on our agenda. Want to get up, go ahead, says unfortunately it's overcast here just south of Sweetwater, Texas also. Maybe a window will open later. That's always possible. A-Train Game says those in North Texas and the Midwest, hold on to your hats tomorrow. And in the Southeast, keep an eye on the sky. Saturday, tornado outbreak predicted. I'm headed out. Contact departure. Good night. Thank you, A-Train Games. And Adam Drawbaugh wants to know, did we hear why they're diverting? I don't have any information in that regard.
Over departure, 25, 19, good day.
It's one of those things we generally don't know unless we hear some radio traffic as far as why a plane may or may not be diverting. So having a hard time getting a bead on this one. It's a United flight from Denver. Let's see how we're doing over here at the 747. I was going to see if there's a tug hooked up here, but containers are kind of blocking our view. Don Rogers says good evening. Hello to you. JMO says, I live next to this, but to see it from home is really nice, even though in person is better. I agree. It is in person is better, but if you don't have that option, or if you just feel like hanging out in your easy chair, here we are. Channel member Joe says hello. Hello, Joe. Adam Drawbaugh says the flight we're tracking is just going around in circles, and indeed it is. And again, it left, it's not quite an hour ago that it left, and it was fueled up for a flight to McAllen, Texas, which is in the southern part of the state. This is a big state. Once again, thank you to all of our channel members, more than 400 strong. Put our clock back in. Let's see, just before the 9 o'clock hour here.
Rocking in the nighttime.
You're watching Runway DFW After Dark. My name is Walt. We'll be here with you for about 90 more minutes if everything goes according to plan. And I'm so glad you have chosen to spend some of your Thursday evening or whatever day of the week it is in your part of the world with us. UP Foamer says, gonna pull an all-nighter to watch the total lunar eclipse. Wish me luck. Good luck. It's, I don't think quite as dramatic as the solar eclipse, but it's definitely something to see if you've never seen one before. The moon, it will get very ruddy looking in the shadow of the Earth. Garcia says hopefully they have a safe landing. We're talking about the flight to McAllen, which is being redirected here. I saw in the news in Denver, the gate, the American flight caught fire. The passengers evacuated on the wing. Yes, we've been talking about that. Angela Smith says Kalita Air is on final. Thank you, Angela. Oh. And we have a Queen that is on the move here. So if it gets pushed back so that the cockpit is facing us, then we can expect it to take off over here on the west side of the airport. If it gets pushed back so the tail is facing us, then we can expect this plane to be dispatched over to the east side for takeoff. So we're going to get back to that in just a minute, but now we're going to check in on this Kalitta flight 4937 from Anchorage. This is going to be a 777 freighter. Marcy M has been a member for 8 months, a Twinjet member. Thanks, Walt, for another month of great streaming. Thank you, Marcy M. Emery Yurchis with a $5 super chat. Does anyone know where the American jet in Denver was headed to? I've seen conflicting information about that. So if somebody knows with any certainty, let me know. This is a plane we saw the other night on Tuesday. Kind of semi-plain Jane look. It does say Kalitta Air just behind the cockpit, but otherwise it's white. In fact, it was so distinctive I used that for that very plane, or at least one very much like it, for our thumbnail today. So as you can see, we're getting to see the front of this plane, so that means it's going to be taking off here on 18 left. Thank you, Joe, with a $10 super chat. Thanks for your work, Walt. Much appreciated, Joe. Thank you for your help. Remember, you're just with a $5 super chat. I think I finally figured it was flying here to DFW from Colorado Springs and diverted to Denver. The plane that caught fire? Well, I guess we'll find out. Steve Rogers is a new Twinjet member. Thank you to you. And Tanman 3880, love that 747 smile. That does look a little smiley, doesn't it? So looking at the AP website, the AP News website, I am seeing no news about this incident at Denver International Airport. Let me check CNN. So CNN, wow, I'm looking at a picture of it. That plane was on fire. An American Airlines plane engine caught fire at Denver International Airport after the aircraft was diverted there Thursday evening, CNN says, forcing passengers to deplane on the aircraft's wing as smoke enveloped the plane. Passengers on board American Flight 1006 were evacuated at the gate. The flight was on its way to Dallas-Fort Worth from Colorado Springs, landed in Denver around 5 p.m. Denver time, which is in the Mountain Time Zone, so it'd be 6 o'clock here. Six crew members, 172 passengers on the Boeing 737-800 aircraft after the engine caught fire at the airport. So it was diverted and it landed, and then an engine caught fire, according to this account. And pretty dramatic pictures of passengers standing on wing. We're going to divert here for a second, get the American Airlines U.S. Airways Heritage livery landing. So that's the CNN account, Flight 1006, which was headed here, so would have been passengers. There are some, I'm sure, anxious friends and relatives here waiting for word on the status of that. I didn't see anything in that report about anybody being hurt, which is very nice to know.
American 945.
check out the location of that that flight, which has been there's another American flight which is having an issue. It was going to McAllen, Texas, flight 3124. It is now, it took off from here to there an hour and 6 minutes ago. That's another 737-800. And that plane is now circling, or it has been circling for most of the last hour as it prepares to come back here. I haven't seen any emergency vehicles. You would expect if the plane was in some kind of having some sort of mechanical issue, that it would be that we will see some emergency vehicles deployed ahead of its eventual landing. The UPS plane we're looking at is going to Louisville. Oh, our antenna fell down again. I'll see if I can rectify that. You know, I do see the moon in the sky, and we'll show you that in after we get clear of this aircraft. Smoke and slice. Well, what is the deal with all the issues American is having? I don't know. All right, here we go off to Louisville. So we bid adieu to the Queen of the Skies, and we bid thank you to Runway DFW channel member and sponsor James Webb for a $200 super chat. Oh, thank you, James. Your support of this channel is unparalleled, and we thank you again so very much for that. Now let's turn our cameras around here. So we can show you this. The very hazy moon. We can kind of see what's going on there, but it's a little indistinct. But that's it. We will there will be a lunar eclipse, a total lunar eclipse later this evening. Well, and here in North Texas, it'll actually be total, not until after midnight. A little spooky. And Strad wants to know if we're going to capture the lunar eclipse. Well, if we can see it, we should be able to see the beginning of it, I believe, before we go off the air here at about 10:30. And then after that, there is some time before it goes total. So if it's total when I get, or if we can see the moon when I get home, and it takes me, when we end our broadcast, it takes about an hour, well, not quite an hour for me to pack up, then another hour for me to drive home, and it would take probably 15 or 20 minutes to set up there. So I'll look at the moon, and that'll be, I haven't scheduled a stream for the lunar eclipse, but if it's viewable from where I get, when I get home, I will fire things up. So set your notification bells if you're going to be up at that time of the night. Actually, on our camera, it looks less hazy than it does in person. So we'll keep an eye on that. Look, there's a Frontier plane. And we would look, is that a Frontier plane? Oh yeah, that's their green livery. But the American Airlines flight from, well, that is from DFW Airport, and it's coming back here after being diverted on its trip to McAllen, Texas. It is just about here. It's about 2 minutes away, so we're going to get lined up for that. Before the flight from McAllen gets, or the flight that was going to go to McAllen gets here, there's another plane coming in. I'm going to have to reset our values here. I had to dial down the gain so that we could see the moon. And the moon is once again being enveloped by clouds, so it may have been a very momentary thing. Super 80 Adrian says the moon was bright as I was out driving this evening here in New York, New Jersey. So yeah, if you're in a place to see it, all the best to you. We may not see it here. Wood Doctor says flight 3124 clear to land. So I can see it now. I can't show it to you yet because it's not in a position for us to show it to you, but the next plane you see will be flight 3124 coming in from or coming back to DFW after diverting. 737-800, and I don't see any emergency vehicles lined up, so whatever issue they might be having is apparently, we're going to hope, not serious. There it is. So it looks like all the gears deployed. It has made a safe and uneventful touchdown. I never did get to readjust our antenna, so we didn't get much in the way of radio traffic there. But this is the plane that left here an hour and 16 minutes ago. It was going to McAllen, Texas, and now it is coming back. And it is back. Beto Basilio says hello from Little Rock, Arkansas. Hello, Beto. There's Roderick Campbell. -5 degrees Celsius and midnight in Newfoundland. That's right. Is Newfoundland is on. An American Airlines heritage livery there. Newfoundland is on a half-hour time zone, isn't it, from us? Am I right about that? So that was American Flight 2993 from Salt Lake City with the... Is that right? No. That was Flight 3009 from Phoenix, an Airbus A321 with the America West retro livery. Roger Campbell with a $10 Canadian Super Chat. My best wishes to all. Thank you, Roderick. Another UPS dispatch about to head out here. It's another A300, this one going to Ontario, California. Flight 761. Be right back, I'm going to fix that antenna.
Harvard 5, John Boy, 34 Club.
Give way to the Embraer Echo Alpha, hold short 18, that's American 3000. 1821, do 50 tower 18 left, final 40 traffic, no problem. On point 18 left, American 1821. 184, traffic goes into position at Alpha, approximately left, traffic ground point 65 on top of the bridge. Good. Good, Alpha, back 1 left, 65 on the bridge. Power 3387 at Bravo, cross 20 left, traffic ground point 85 to the side, Bravo, cross 20 left, point 85. Evening Tower, American 1115. Heavy, visual 18 right. American 2958, contact departure, good night. American 2958, good night now. American 1115, heavy deep to the tower, good evening, runway 18 right, clear to land. Clear to land, 18 right, American 1115, heavy. RNAV B Park, quick takeoff at 1 left, 1821. Almost 4173, to the tower, 18 left on the point.
All right, I think we're back here. We've propped up our antenna. Just talking to Ascending Dragon 1, who is the soulmate of Anna the Dispatcher. And there goes that A300. Destination Ontario, California.
Runway 4173 down. Runway 4173. Runway 4173. RNAV to land. Runway 18 left. Let's take off. Runway 18 left. Let's take off. American 1821. Contact point. Good day, American 1821.
Well, here we are.
47. Hold short of runway 18 left.
So we've been on the air for just about 2 hours now. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Runway DFW After Dark. Walt here. Very glad you could spend part of your evening with us. I see Sarah Deal in the house here. Flying is still the safest form of transportation. There are thousands of planes in the sky at one time. All we hear are a very, very small percentage of mishaps, and that is so true. Snuck in on us. It's a Dreamliner 7879 arriving from Philadelphia. One of the few domestic wide-body flights that we see that's not going to Hawaii. I think American still flies still has a wide body that goes to Miami from here. I think it still has a one, maybe two wide bodies that go to Los Angeles from here, and I think that's about it. Except for kind of one-off flights. There you see the Tide Pod livery of Sun Country going to Minneapolis-St. Paul, its home base. It is 737-800. It is a 23-year-old aircraft. And it looks like it's going to be next out.
Tower on flight 3385, on visual, 1 right. Tower 3385, Tower, good evening, 1 right, photo line. 1 right, clear land on flight 3385. 504 on F at B-Park, only 1 left, so the takeoff. On F B-Park, 1 left, so the takeoff, check the tree, 504.
Just Plains Crazy, we salute you for being a member of the channel now for, what does it say, Twin Jet member for 11 months. Just celebrated my 30th year in aviation today. Congratulations. That is quite an achievement. 3 decades in aviation. So the A300 is now cleared for takeoff. Our channel member Roderick Campbell with another super chat. This one $50 Canadian. My best wishes to all. Respect and love from Newfoundland. And Roderick, we are just taken aback by your generosity. Thank you so much for that. Okay, Jet Setter Bound 747 says there was just an American Airlines plane that people evacuated in Minneapolis, St. Paul. I don't even know what to say. I haven't seen anything else on that. And once again, we just hope everybody's okay. I see a gift box there. Just Plains Crazy has donated a Runway DFW membership, and Sabine N is the recipient. Thank you, Just Plains Crazy. And again, congratulations on your 30 years in aviation. From someone who's been 50 years in television news. Tom Duffy says, glad to be on. Haven't been here for a while. Thanks for the great program. Thank you. Oh, Jet Setter Bound says, scratch that, Denver. Yes, we've been talking about the Denver situation. That Denver plane was apparently it left from Colorado Springs. It diverted to Denver, and after it landed and was at the gate, some part of it caught fire. Thank you, Grumpy Forrester, channel member, with a gift of a Runway DFW membership. Thank you. And Yasmin Hamad Basilio is the lucky recipient of that. So, Grumpy Forrester, we thank you from here at Runway DFW World Headquarters. Jet Center bound 747. I'm heading to St. Martin on Sunday. Sadly, heading to Phoenix for my connection, not DFW. Well, that's our loss. We hope you have a great trip to St. Martin. That's where you can hang out on the beach and the planes go right over your head, doesn't it? Isn't it? That was American Flight 771 off to Albuquerque, New Mexico, an Airbus A321.
Tower American 1559, 3 miles from Legray, 18 right. 1359, 20 right, clear line, American 1559.
Craig Russell, we're celebrating 16 months of Craig Russell being a Tri-Jet member. Hello everyone, it's been a while since I've seen you all. Hope you are doing well today. I was busy working on my hobbies, but now I'm taking a break, so take a nice long break there and hang out with us. We'll be delivering the planes unto you for about another 45-50 minutes or so, after which we will have our regular chat stravaganza.
DFW Tower American 2361, just about to turn final running right, and we are parking on the west side here.
We're trying to give you an update on the moon here.
Quick land running right, American 2361.
We must cut our exposure down in order to do that. And that's our look at the moon right now. Not going to get a very good look at the lunar eclipse unless that clears up, are we? We need to say goodnight to Rachel Dally Hug. Got to head out. Have a great night. Thank you, Rachel. Good to see you again. And Jet Center bound 747 is the only reason I'm heading to St. Martin is to go to that beach. Well, good luck to you. That does sound like a destination for Av geeks. Indeed. All right, we have another UPS plane on the move. It's a 767. This is going to Louisville, and it is going to be taking off over here on the west side. Unless we are being deceived.
American
It's an 11-year-old 767-300 freighter. I believe I heard some mention of a heavy jet. Let's see what we got on the radar here. Well, maybe this is the one they were talking about. Oh no, we've got Qantas Flight 8, which is Sydney bound. So there goes the 767. There is the 7879 Dreamliner. The Flying Roo, our second Qantas flight of the night. This is Flight 8, which is going to Sydney. Roger Campbell with another $20 Canadian Super Chat. Best to Texas. Roderick, thank you for your generosity to Runway DFW. Tom Gander says, wow, still going, Walt. Just had a rodeo goat. Great food. Rodeo goat. That's a, I don't know what that is. Oh. Hang on. Almost lost track of this one, didn't we? Wheels up to Louisville.
Switching departure, UPS 773 heavy. Good night.
I'm going to take a look at this here. This looks like they're doing some kind of maintenance or construction work over there in front of Terminal D, the international terminal. They've got some portable lights set out there, and I see some what looks like machinery. I don't think this is any kind of emergency here. Adam Jawball, DFW is a busy place tonight. Grumpy Forster informs us it's snowing at his place in Central Oregon, so the eclipse wasn't going to be a thing tonight anyway. Luke, the random spotter, says, I'll take the storms and rain over snow at this point, what we're getting in Iowa tomorrow. Delta Flight is about to make its presence known here at DFW. I think there it is. We try to make things a little smoother than that most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't work. This plane coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, Flight 2967, an Airbus A320. Wearing the Delta colors. Let's go back over here where we are awaiting the departure of Qantas Flight 8 to Sydney. 7879 Dreamliner. The Gleaming Spirit of Australia.
Alright, we're at approaching American 3173.
And just as the Melbourne flight did, it uses up a lot of the runway for an efficient takeoff. Heavily laden with fuel for the long Trans-Pacific trip, which also has to go across half the USA as well. Jet setter bound 747. Qantas and Turkish Airlines always get my tanged up. They look exactly like each other? No? Well, if you were here earlier, you would have seen me confusing a Qantas. Was it Qantas for Turkish or Turkish for Qantas? I can't remember. Yeah, I think I confused a Turkish jet for Qantas from a distance. So yes. Wally de Los Santos says, hey, there's going to be a 747 cargo plane going to be landing at 12:15 a.m. to Dallas. Well, I will have departed by then. I have to be at work. I have a regular job in the morning, so I can't hang out all night here, unfortunately. It does get kind of slow here after 10:30, which is why that's the time we generally pack things up. Here's another look at the moon, which will be going into solar eclipse later this evening. So it's kind of peeking out from behind the haze. But as we mentioned before, what about the lunar eclipse? The lunar eclipse will be taking place, well, it will go into totality here, at least in North Texas, sometime after midnight, I think in the 1 o'clock hour, and then totality will last for probably 45 minutes or an hour. It's a pretty long time. And the moon will turn blood red if we can see it. And again, when I get home, if the moon can be seen from Runway DFW Ranch, I may fire up a stream just to bring that to you. So if you are an insomniac here in the United States, or if you're in some other part of the world where it's a more reasonable hour, keep the notification bell on. We may have an unplanned stream later this evening. I'm not promising it, but it just depends on our weather here. What Doctor says, by 12:15 the sprinklers are viciously sprinkling the plaza. That could be. We do have in the forecast a very windy day tomorrow. There's a tremendous wildfire danger tomorrow because of that here in North Texas and southern Oklahoma. Alright, let's see if we can get a plane here coming in. Looks like American Eagle. Is that a 170? Yes, number 170. Arriving from Amarillo, Texas. Flight 3880. Give you an update on the one. We've got two MD-11s over at UPS. This is the one that looks like we may get some action tonight. It's behind a wall, as you can see, but the cargo door just behind the cockpit is still open. There's another MD-11 adjacent to us, but there's been we'll see, we'll pull out and pan over for that one. There's been no activity associated with this one tonight. Doesn't seem to be any loading or any activity, so I imagine it's just parked there for the evening. Here we got an Iberia plane coming in. An A330, if I'm not mistaken. Arriving from Madrid. An A330-300 flight 363. And I think Iberia has changed that flight number. Somebody mentioned this maybe a couple months ago. Iberia had a 4-digit flight number, which I thought seemed like you should have at least a 3-digit flight number for an international flight. So they've changed it to 363. Completing its journey from the Iberian Peninsula, 10 hours and 28 minutes in the sky. Jet Setter bound with a $20 super chat. Walt, that calls it for me. Hopping into the shower. Maybe I'll pop in later. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Jet Setter bound 747. And if we don't talk before your epic journey to St. Martin, have a great time. Appreciate your support. Tom Gander says, need to go to DFW tomorrow to pick up a rental. Might head to Founders Plaza and see if there's any fun due to the wind. Yeah, it might be interesting here tomorrow. Unfortunately, again, I can't be out here during the day because of my regular 9-to-5 job. But we'll look for your report. Tom Gander is here for a helicopter convention in downtown Dallas. Coming to us from across the pond. And there you see in the background the flickering towers of Cedar Hill, Texas, about 24 miles away from us. Always looks a lot closer than that on the TV. American Flight 2368 from San Antonio, this will be MAX 8, is on its way here. We are coming to you live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, Founders Plaza. Very nice place to hang out and watch planes, especially when it's so pleasant outside. My goodness, it's 71 degrees still, Fahrenheit. Wind out of the south at 8 miles an hour. Just ideal plane watching weather. just before 10 o'clock Central Time here at DFW Airport. You're watching Runway DFW After Dark, live and in color from one of the world's busiest airports. My name is Walt, and we got about another half hour or so to spend with you before we pack up. And don't forget, at the end of this broadcast, it's Chat Stravaganza, where you get to watch us pack things up and listen to music and chat amongst yourselves, which is why we call it Chat Stravaganza, of course. Frontier is being eclipsed by this American Eagle jet. On its tail, Francie the Piping Plover. We saw that coming in earlier. We've got American Flight 3185 arriving from Denver. Is it Denver? No, from Los Angeles, sorry. An Airbus A321. And for those of you who favor the three-engined jet, we have some movement over here. Flight 753, Flight 753. UPS going to Chicago Rockford International Airport. Typically, that will be taking off from the west side here. We'll keep our fingers crossed on that one. You got your 31-year-old plane there. It'll be 32 in July. And the reason we're focusing on the tail is because the rest of the plane is behind a fence. Tom says, I've had a fab view of the Southwest 737s leaving Love Field from Harry Hines Boulevard most mornings. I am glad you got to say you don't see any Southwest planes where you come from, so good for you. Joshua Dunlap says, weather's great tonight, but it's super windy tomorrow. I think we put that message up earlier. There's Luke. He drools over the tri-jet. Not literally, but it's a fun plane to see. Just Plane's crazy with our kind of, I keep meaning to redo this little icon here for the tri-jet. Not my best work, but and a Smoke and Slice Barbecue. That's a beaut there. Craig Russell says this is an ex-Varig. It's a Brazilian passenger airline, MD-11, pushing back. So thank you for that deep cut information. And Smoke and Slice says, I don't blame Luke for drooling. Well, here's the thing. As we always point out, if you come back, I don't know, a year from now, 2 years from now, we just won't be seeing these. And I always like to talk to our viewers in the future who may be watching this on a delay of multiple years, because I look at YouTube stuff that goes back sometimes 10 years or more. So yeah, if you're one of those people watching us from the future, this is what the MD-11 looked like back in the day. So we do like to document this plane as often as we can.
Tower American 39 says only like
Unfortunately, we get a pretty good opportunity to here. Now, FedEx also flies MD-11s in and out. I don't see any on their radar right now. But FedEx is on the other side of the airfield from us. We rarely get to see them on this side. Well, Doctor, with hello, future viewers. And Smoke and Slice pointing out this is the only plane that can land in water and then turn into an airboat. So I wasn't thinking in those terms. But yeah, if you've got any messages for people of the future, pop them in, and we will share them with our future viewers. You can see the haze that's in the sky, even at this level of atmosphere here. I don't know. We're not very optimistic about seeing the moon later tonight with its lunar eclipse. There's your two shot of the MD-11 there. So fortunately for us, this is going to be taking off here on runway 18 left.
Cross 18 left, cross 18 right, Charlie to the ramp, American Local 192. Have a good day. Constant 18 right, the wind box on hold short 187.
Noisy, isn't it? And the wind's blowing in just the right direction, and we can smell that jet fuel. Ricky shown some love for our channel sponsor, James Webb, who earlier in this broadcast offered up a $200 super chat. Brandon's father says 4 is greater than 2, but 3 is greater than 4. Love that reverse ops math. Oh, is reverse ops here? Or is that one of his things? JL Cortez celebrating the tri-jet. Tanman 3880. I'd hate to have to check the oil on the top engine number 2. Yeah. Trey VT says Fiji Airlines will be arriving soon. Arriving or taking off? I think they'll be taking off soon, unless it's really, really late today. Adam Drawbaugh headed out for the night. I need to get up early for work. Yeah, I do too. Stay safe tomorrow, and thank you all for a fantastic evening of plane spotting. Thank you. Okay, O'Malley letting me know that Patrick, who's with Reverse Ops, who's the proprietor of Reverse Ops, the great plane spotting channel based in Honolulu, has a t-shirt with Reverse Ops Math. Okay. J. Alacorta says hello from Anna, Texas. Our moderator and channel member Mal O'Malley says 3 is greater than 4. So there you go. It's O'Malley math. Game Boy Lyric Aviation says, I've been watching the entire time, just had to acknowledge the people in the future. Tom Gander says, hey future viewers, I want my sports almanac back. And Game Boy Lyric adds, hello from the past. Grumpy Forrester with a wave to all of you in the future. Hello future folks. We have another UPS plane pushing back now. Flight 793, a 767 going to Louisville. And it is being pushed back in a manner so that we'll be able to watch it take off as well. Just get a quick look at it.
$19.97.
27-year-old 767-300ER. So we can hear that revving up. And there's the tri-jet. There's Yolene, one of our loyal viewers, says, hi everyone, just 6 more to hit 400 likes. We say good evening to Guy Bilton. Rob G says, thank you for your content. I enjoy your channel. Well, that's what we like to hear. And, you know, if we make you happy, then we are happy. If for some reason we don't make you happy, there's a solution for that. You can write to me at walt@runwaydfw.com. walt@runwaydfw.com. What could be easier than that? That's our email address. So if you have any comments, criticisms, suggestions, questions that you want to ask offline, or if you are interested in joining the Runway DFW Moderation Federation, that's the place to write to us. Takeoff. was an aircraft carrier takeoff.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure working with y'all all week.
It's not going to get any bigger, so I guess we'll have to bid that plane farewell. There's the 767, which we saw backing out earlier. This one off to the Worldport in Louisville. Smoke Slice Barbecue, did you ever receive the pictures I emailed you when we were there on the 1st? Did I? For some reason, it's not, I'll have to go back and look. I apologize if because I don't think I saw them, no. I don't doubt that you mailed them. I have I have multiple email accounts. I have my work email account, I've got my personal email account, and I've got my Runway DFW email account, and sometimes they get cross-eyed trying to sort through all of those, but I will look again for those because I look forward to seeing those snapshots. I'd like to thank Anthony Guinan, channel member, who has gifted us a $5 super chat. Thank you, Anthony. We'll deposit that in our operational budget for Runway DFW. We've got two American Airlines wide bodies now pushed back from Terminal D. American Flight 7 to Brisbane, 7879 Dreamliner. We'll be seeing that take off from right in front of us here. And then American Flight 78 to London Heathrow, the 777-300ER, which typically goes over to the east side for liftoff. Patrick Lloyd, a channel member, says hello, everyone. Game Boy Lyrics says that MD-11 takeoff was like a rocket, and 10-man 3880 says that'll shift the cargo. And Smoke and Slice, Rocket Man by Elton John playing in my head now. Random Spotter, 6,200 vertical feet per minute. Not half bad. Wood Doctor, American Airlines says, why not send one more Dreamliner to Oz? Well, that's what we're going to see. Yeah, that'll be the third one we've seen tonight. The other two are Qantas. All 787-9ers.
1685. Resonating American 1489, visual runway 18 right.
And I think this will be the Brisbane bound flight right there.
RNAV land, service takeoff, 18 left, American 3283.
American 3283 off to El Paso, Texas, is what you're seeing there. It's an Airbus A321.
RNAV V Park, clear for takeoff, 1C left, 793 heavy.
And here goes the 767.
Curve 1 left, Osher, when you arrive for our local 748.
On the 3748, will be Kilo, cross point left, contact ground 25. Kilo cross 3525, on board 3748. UPS 793 heavy, transport unit. And now UPS 793 heavy.
All right, we are looking now at American Flight 7 to Brisbane. As we say thank you to Ion Rasu with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that.
Line up and wait, 18 left, American 7 heavy.
American 7 Heavy about to embark on an 8,300 mile trip to Brisbane, 15.5-hour flight. There goes the London-bound flight over the bridge, and here goes Flight 7 to Brisbane. That flight from Charlotte intercepting our picture there. Well, safe travels down under. Yes, we had a little double play there. Guy Bolton says, I saw you filming at DFW a couple of weeks back, admiring all the equipment you have. Was going to say hello, but didn't want to disturb you. Well, I'm sorry you felt that way. I can look busy here, but I do like to say hello to folks who are in the neighborhood, so next time, I hope you will stop by. We have some ketchup and mustard headed our way. This is a DHL flight operated by ABX Air. Headed to Cincinnati, a 767-300.
1994.
30-year-old plane will be celebrating its 31st birthday next month. And I really like this livery. As an American Eagle E-Jet gets towed into the American hangar here on the west side. I haven't seen any sight of the Fiji plane tonight. I don't know if does it fly here today?
On that V-Park, 18 left, clear for takeoff, airline 761.
So the Fiji Airlines flight to Nadi International Airport, not expected to depart until about 11:15, which kind of puts that out of our wheelhouse tonight.
And hold short 18 left for ABX 102 heavy.
I would expect this plane to take off on the east side, but we've seen it take off from the short T on the west side as well. So maybe we will be surprised. Spirit plane 761 going to Salt Lake City. No, San Jose.
One left, and Hotel Yankee Zulu, and on the bridge, 0.65 for ABX 102 heavy.
I think it's going over the bridge.
Clearly, 761
761 departure, good day, sir.
This will be our final look at the condiment plane. And I want to thank Kimberly Clocan or Clocan for a $2 super chat. Thank you, Kimberly. Very much appreciated. Guy Bilton says, I will come and say hello next time. I hope you will as well. Political News says, good evening. I was outside enjoying the full moon, but I'm thrilled that you are on tonight. And I guess we'll get one final look at the moon before we start to tear down here. Now, as I said earlier in the broadcast, let me see if I can get the moon in sight here. Can my tripod go up that high? I don't know that it can. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. Holdeth oneth. As I reset our exposure. Okay, so there's the moon. It's looking okay. It's a little hazy. So what's going to happen is I'm going to, after I pack up, I'm going to go home and I'll look up at the sky where I live, which is about 50 miles north of here. And if the skies are clear enough, I may try to have a little special broadcast with the total lunar eclipse. So if you're not sure about falling asleep tonight, put that notification bell on. And we don't have anything scheduled, but if we do come on the air at an unusual hour, you can see us. And if not, if we are on again, you can watch the replay tomorrow at a more convenient time. Sandy says, how long have you been doing live streams? Love watching. We started this channel back at the end of 2021, if I remember right. Am I right? I think so. So I've been doing it for 3 full years and a little more. I'm going to have to pull back out here. Thank you, Joseph Aguilar, channel member with a $5 super chat. Appreciate that. Okay, so we are getting ready to bring you Chat Stravaganza, whereby the picture will be me packing up and the music will be playing and you'll be talking amongst yourselves. That's coming up right after we say goodbye. And to do that, we like to play some music. I would like to thank our channel sponsor, James Webb, for his many kindnesses to us. We've had a lot of what YouTube likes to call fan funding tonight from Jennifer Rutherford, 757 Chip, Tyler Forrester, from Texas Girl, who not only gave us a big donation, but also some Runway DFW memberships. Thank you for that, Texas Girl. We'd like to thank Emery Yurtas for his contributions. Several contributions. Joe. We'd like to welcome Steve Rogers to Twinjet, TechSpec, Shadow. Did I put this up? If I didn't, thank you, Shadow, for a $2 super chat. To James Webb, to Roderick Campbell, to Brian Creeman, to Jet Setter Bound 747, to Anthony Guinan, Ian Rousseau, Kimberly Clocan, and Joseph Aguilar. I apologize if I missed anybody. I don't think I did. Those are the people who contributed tonight, making super chats. And so that's it. We'll probably be back with you next, for sure, on Saturday. But you never know. We might pop up later tonight with a total lunar eclipse special. So stand by for that. Thank you for watching. Happy contrails to you until we meet again on Runway DFW.
left on board 3665.
The best of the old and new, the brightest blend of music all in one place.
Takeoff, 18 left RNF, Lunar American 357. DFW Runway 18 left, line board.
Cover takeoff, one out of light, staging 03.
3357.
Here's another blast from the past.
just realized I have a wireless mic. I can talk to you while I do this, while I pack up. I don't know what I have to say, really. We did have a nice super chat while I was packing things up, so that was nice. This may ruin... This may ruin the chat stravaganza if I talk, really. Because really you want to hear music. So I'll probably turn it off after a minute. I'm over at the car now, depositing a tripod in the back. You've never heard me do that before. Johnny Dodge says, better tie everything down tomorrow. It's going to be blowing here. Yeah, I'm aware of that. It would be kind of a fun day to be out here at the airport, but I must be doing my regular job tomorrow. All right, let's see what else is left. We're kind of approaching the point now where everything is going to be mission critical in terms of us staying on the air as I pack it up. So I'm going to put the headphones on. The music might have been too loud anyway.
All your favorite hits.
So I'll go back to my regular microphone here, and yeah, it's time to say goodnight. Once again, just before 11 o'clock here. Oh, the skies have cleared a bit. I'm looking up the moon. I can't show it to you because we don't have our moon-enabled cameras ready to go anymore. But so here's the thing: if the moon is still shining high in the sky when I get home, which is in about probably about an hour and a half, maybe 90 minutes from now, I'm going to see what the status is. I'm going to look up at the sky, and if it looks like this, I'm going to set up another live stream, and we'll take a look at the total lunar eclipse later here on the Runway DFW channel. So if you're up, fine. If not, you can watch the replay. That's going to do it for us. Hope to see you soon on Runway DFW, and I thank you for joining us.
Travel arrangements for overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufel speaking.